That's right, Scott. You know, Senator Kennedy made that now historic speech in 1968, but now, even 50 years later, those words just as resonant.
The history we remember often comes down to moments.
I have some very sad news for all of you.
And what a moment in history 50 years ago today.
And that is that Martin Luther King was shot and was killed tonight in Memphis.
When an American icon was struck down, people could have turned to hate and vengeance. But instead, here in Indianapolis, then Senator Robert Kennedy urged peace, love, and compassion.
We have to make an effort to understand, to get beyond or go beyond these rather difficult times.
Now, 50 years later, at the same spot, those words are remembered.
50 years ago, this city was peaceful, so quiet.
Representative John Lewis helped organize Kennedy's appearance in Indy. Returning, he says, isn't easy.
This is tough for me to come back here.
The civil rights icon also joined by one of Kennedy's daughters, Carrie.
I want to thank you, Indianapolis, for showing our country what we can do if we work together.
The message her father left wasn't just for that crowd, but for our nation.
And Daddy spoke from his heart. He said what we need in the United States is not violence and lawlessness, but love and a sense of compassion towards those who are suffering, whether they be white or they be black.
This park stands as tribute to those words, which are now etched in stone.
The message of Dr. King and of Senator Kennedy has endured time, unlike any life could.
And it was pretty cold out there this morning, but still, as you saw, there were several hundred people out there, including our Kevin Rader, who walked up to me after John Lewis spoke and said, "Man, what a speaker." Kevin now joins us live with what else people took away from today's speeches.
Alan, you're right. It was a chilling speech and had nothing to do with the weather. It was a fantastic speech. But, you know, a lot of people weathered this bone-chilling cold out here to hear the speech.
So reach out, take the hand that's beside you.
The cold did not deter the brave, the curious, or the young. They came to hear a legend.
This was hard.
It was breathtaking. It was extremely moving, like chills the whole time, listening to Congressman speak about his experience and his knowledge of peace and justice and equality. Like as was said many times, Congressman Lewis is a beacon of hope and courage.
This is tough for me to come back here.
It was definitely moving. You felt like you was with him at that time when he was actually doing the speech. So very moving. Tell me about the times he got arrested. I didn't realize he got arrested that many times.
And to be here in the park at night, April 4th.
More than one person in the crowd described it as chilling, and they were not referring to the weather. As you can tell, when this person wiped away a tear.
I thought it was fabulous. It was very moving, and at the same time, I thought it was sad that we're still repeating the message 50 years on, that in many ways things have not moved forward.
As a young person, a younger person who obviously wasn't there, but taking the opportunity to learn more about what that day meant for him, and as well as what Robert Kennedy's contribution to that day.
I think it was just a great history lesson, but it's very applicable to what's happening today. So some of the same things that were talked about 50 years ago still apply today.
So I said to you, go in peace. Thank you.
Surprising thing here is that many people came here today with multi-generations. Some people who were actually here 50 years ago came back today and brought their grandchildren with them to experience that. We'll explore that a little deeper coming up on Eyewitness News at 6. Andrea?
All right, we'll see you then tonight. It was truly a historic moment I will never, ever forget as well. Well, the Indiana events that we saw today were just some of many all around the country. Take a look.
One people, united, will never be defeated.
Thousands of people marched from downtown Memphis to the church where Dr. King delivered his last sermon. There was also an event where Dr. King was killed, now the site of the Civil Rights Museum.
A person is not dead until their name is no longer spoken. Dr. King's name is spoken and will continue for ages, and we remember him today.
And events will continue around the country tonight and through the rest of the weekend. And we'll also have more on Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy 50 years later, tonight on the NBC Nightly News at 6:30. Lester Holt will have a special coverage live from Memphis, again right here on Channel 13 at 6:30 p.m.